So, last week, I quit my full-time job and decided that now it's time for me to just go all in and focus on developing my skills to get to the professional standard to be able to go full indie. Now, before I get into how this past week has been transitioning from a 9-to-5 job to essentially becoming my own boss overnight, I want to say that my previous job wasn't a bad job, and I didn't leave there on bad terms. At least I don't think I did. And I still talked to some of my coworkers from that job, so I wasn't forced into leaving, but made a conscious choice that I simply wanted something different from my life. Working 8 hours a day, 5 days a week at a job where not a lot happens, boring doesn't even come close to what it was like to be there. And for someone like me who is a creative, the entire time I was at work, the only thing on my mind was what I was gonna draw or write when I got back home. Anything to keep my mind off the monotonous environment that I was stuck in. It felt like every week I had to go into work. As soon as I walked through the doors, all my energy was drained from me, and I had a sort of here we go again mentality. I felt as if I was in a sort of time loop, just doing the same thing over and over again and seeing no real change or development in my life. The only thing that really helped me make it through those repetitive days were the coworkers that I had, and they made being there a whole lot more enjoyable. But there comes a point where enough is enough, so one day I decided to put actions to my words and take a step of faith and leave my job to pursue my dream of becoming an independent creator. Now, while having the freedom to choose what I'm going to do every day is a great feeling, there are a few drawbacks that I became aware of over the past week, and some of the biggest pitfalls that I need to avoid moving forward are indecisiveness, inconsistency, and relying solely on motivation to get things done. To start with indecisiveness, now that I have a lot more time on my hands than I did working my full-time job, I have the ability to work on so many projects that have just been sitting on the back burner for so long because I never had the time or the energy to fully develop them how I wanted to. But now that I can work on anything, choosing one thing to focus on has now become a challenge in itself because every idea I revisit sounds like such a cool concept that I would love to see come to fruition. But if I stay stuck bouncing between multiple ideas, then eventually I'll realize that I wasted a lot of time trying to decide on one thing instead of actually working on anything, and I'd wind up stuck in the same position I was before I even left my job. So having a clear plan and goal now has helped me to stay focused. Even though at times I do get the urge to work on a fresh new idea, I have to keep reminding myself of the bigger picture so I can keep moving forward. Now, for inconsistency and relying solely on motivation, these two, in my opinion, kind of go hand in hand with each other. So let me give you an example. So say someone gets excited about starting something new in their life, whether it be choosing to change their diet or going to the gym 5 times a week. At the beginning, their motivation is at its peak. They make their new schedules, or they start waking up early, prepping their meals, stuff like that. But as time goes on, and say around week 3, they start to put the alarm to snooze each morning, or they deviate from the foods on their diet and think, what's once or twice gonna hurt? Until eventually, the motivation to maintain this new lifestyle is gone, and they go right back to how they were before. And it's as if all that progress they made those past few weeks never even happened. And I know this happens because I've seen it happen to people I know, and it's happened to me before as well. And I knew it was a possibility that it could happen again, so that's why I had to find a way to keep drawing, to keep animating, to keep writing, even when it's hard or tedious. I had to move past just relying on motivation to get me through and become disciplined in my life in order to maintain a consistent momentum that was built to sustain me instead of burning brightly for a few weeks until eventually I'm completely burnt out with nothing left to give. Now, I've been talking about some of the things I had to avoid when choosing to go indie. Now I want to talk about some of the great things that came with choosing to take a chance on myself and actually go after my dreams. My main focus this year was to improve my animation skills to a professional level, and I can say with confidence that I've seen a lot of improvement over these past 7 months. And for the past week, I've been working on 2 separate short animations, one of which you have been watching me work on in the background in this video. I've also been learning from online courses on how to storyboard, animate action sequences, and character acting, as well as learning various exercises to help with improving my animating skills at a steady incline, and some techniques used in professional animation productions to help take myself to that next level. Working on these animations have been fun, just being able to dive in and actually see my growth and progress steadily increasing each day It is easily one of the best feelings in the world. But there were days when my brain just couldn't deal with the complexity of working on those projects. Animating something new from scratch daily was starting to take its toll on me. But that doesn't mean I just took the day off, because there was still a part of me that wanted to create something. So instead, I found some references online and just did some quick splash art pieces of my original characters to keep that creative momentum going without forcing myself to animate new ideas all day and risking burning myself out. I think maintaining that balance is the key to be able to continue to enjoy doing what I do. Even though it's only been a week since I've started my indie journey, I'm not skeptical or second guessing my decision. Honestly, I'm really excited and truly blessed to be able to have the freedom and choice to pursue my dreams. And I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for blessing me with the family and the faith to step out and trust that I can actually do all the things I've dreamed of right now. I want to thank you all for watching this video, and if you want to see my indie journey moving forward, then stick around because I have a bunch of videos heading you guys' way, and I'll see you all next time.